I'm going to do a little video on glucosamine. I don't know how many it will help, but I'm going to include a bunch of pictures and a photo slide and some information. And it has nothing to do with multiple chemical sensitivities um, and being allergic to toxic fumes and fragrances and all of that. It seems to be a very separate issue. And the Mayo Clinic says that it has to do with osteoporosis, but I'm not sure about that. But I have been on it since I've been on okra since 1995. And it's because a woman uh, saw how crippled I was. And this is after I discovered okra. I would still take crippling attacks. I've been taking them since I'm 6 years old. And truthfully, there's very little proper information in the medical field, quite frankly, on this issue. And I'm 80 years old and I've been crippling since I'm 6. But it may help some people. Aside from okra being a binder, there seems to be something in glucosamine, and mainly I was on the plant-based, but I'm going to just, do this briefly, and I'm going to do a little photo slide with some information because Lord knows it may help somebody. But I tried many different brands, and some of them made me sick to my stomach. So I'm only going to talk about the ones that don't make me sick. And the plant-based is by far the best. And there's a liquid one that's also glucosamine sulfate, and it's not bad. I'm okay with that. But you kind of have to test for yourself. But if your legs are really weak, I really suggest, or if you have Parkinson's or Parkinsonism, I suggest you give it a try. Yes, it just sort of came to me today, the story on how I got on glucosamine. Now, that's me, and I was taking crippling attacks. After 58 years of research, I today know that the first attack was sulfuric acid from the smelter. And after that, in school and the rest of my life, it was traffic fumes, although I didn't know that until 1986. But I was very active. I danced, but I was barred from sports because I took these crippling attacks. But aside from that, I had a successful career for 23 years because although my legs would cripple, my brain was brilliant. I was a genius in investment analyst. And I was extremely active. I'd cripple 1 minute and dance the next and cripple another minute and get up. And then I completely collapsed in 1986, and that story is out on YouTube and my website. And then I discovered I could read and write when I took okra. It reversed the brain damage, which is why I lost my career. And I worked really, really hard to get my legs strong. And this woman had a dog that was crippling. And she said, "Trudi, I want you to try this glucosamine." And it was plant-based. And her dog suddenly could walk. But his legs were so weak he was crawling. And by gee, it helped me, and it worked right up until 2013. Yes, that's a long time. I still took attacks from traffic fumes, and I still took attacks, and I have to wear a gas mask because that's a completely separate issue. And then in 2015, and I was dancing, and I was skiing cross country, but the plant-based is the one that I was on. And then more recently, after this tumor did nerve damage, I switched to increasing it to a liquid one as well. But I don't take the MSG one because it made me sick to my stomach. And that's what the Mayo Clinic says about glucosamine, which frankly is not doesn't tell you a heck of a lot, because I don't think it's just osteoporosis, because I couldn't climb 2,000 feet up on cross-country skis if it was osteoporosis. So there's something else happening with weak legs. And I danced a lot, and I've had many great years, so I hope that yeah, my video kind of cut off, but I just want to finish by saying that I can't imagine how bad I'd be if I wasn't on both okra and glucosamine. But like I've said before, the okra is a separate issue. And glucosamine, I don't know why it helps weak legs, but if it works for dogs, it worked for me, and I guess it could work for a lot of people. Okay, and I hope this helps somebody. Bless you.